Imagine the air in that small apartment. Manshiat Nasser. Utterly chilling. You could, cut the tension with a knife, and then the silence just shatters. It's Azza, the stepmother, screaming, pure panic, calling for neighbors, come quick! Ooh, they run in, and there it is. Awful scene. Aya, she's 19, just laid out on the floor, really unnatural. And her skin, it's already turning this dark, alarming blue color, but maybe the most disturbing part. Her father, Eid, arrives, and his reaction, it's just ice cold. Total detachment, indifference, really. It immediately tells you this wasn't some sudden accident. This felt well planned, calculated.
Right, that detachment you mentioned, that's absolutely crucial here. It's the thread we need to pull. Because the death itself, horrific as it is, it's really just the final act in a long, long story. A story of, well, constant abandonment, escalating brutality. The records actually call them Eid, Azza, and even Amira, the biological mother, the three devils. That gives you some idea. So what we're doing here today, our mission, if you like, is to trace Aya's whole life, all 19 years. We need to map out this timeline of cruelty, how the very people meant to protect her failed her again and again, how every single safety net just collapsed, and how that led directly to this shocking, senseless end.
Okay, let's unpack this, starting right at the very beginning. Her birth, the family, what there was of it. So Aya is born in 1995, Cairo. Her father, Eid, he's an ironer. Seems like steady work, Her mother, Amira. The records are blunt. Just a housewife who knew nothing about home, not exactly stable ground. And it wasn't. Just 2 years. Constant fighting. Then divorce.
And boom, right there, the first abandonment. And it's a profound one. Amira, her own mother, she decides the best way to get back at Eid, her ex-husband, is through their daughter. She just cuts ties completely, says she's done, vanishes, never looks back, never asks about Aya again. Just gone from her life.
Wow. So Aya's too. One parent just walks away. What does Eid do? He's got a job, right? An ironer. But he says he's not free, doesn't have time. So instead of figuring it out, he takes the easy route, sends her away, ships 2-year-old Aya off to the countryside.
Right.
To his mother, her grandmother.
And this is where the pattern really gets set, the denial of a future. She stays with the grandmother for 10 years, 10 crucial years. And all that time, zero education, absolutely none. Not allowed in school, wasn't taught anything academic. Her whole life was just learning to clean, cook, do chores.
Like training, but
Right.
for what exactly? It wasn't for her own future, was it?
No, not in the way we'd think. The sources are really clear on this. In their family, their circle, the only path they saw for girls was marriage. That's it. So the grandmother was quite explicitly just prepping her to be a wife, a domestic servant, basically. And Eid, during that whole decade, he barely visited. You could count the times on one hand. Just utter neglect.
Right, until 2007. Aya's 12 now.
Yeah.
And the grandmother decides she's done too. Says she's too old. She demands Eid take Aya back. And the chilling part is, the records note, the grandmother knew his nature. She knew what Eid was like. So this wasn't just passing her on. It felt like pushing her towards danger, didn't it?
It really did. A knowing abandonment. So Aya comes back to Cairo, 12 years old, and Eid's not alone anymore. He's remarried to Azza, a relative, apparently.
Yeah.
And the records say she shared his, let's say, harsh temperament. For them, Aya wasn't a daughter coming home. She was, well, a ready-made servant. Her lack of schooling, perfect. Didn't matter. What mattered was, could she clean? Could she cook?
So the shift was immediate, brutal. Not welcome home, but get to work. She had to do everything, literally earn the bite she ate, as the saying goes, in her own father's house. Basically, an unpaid live-in maid who got punished constantly.
And punished brutally for anything, any sign of being tired, wanting to play for a minute like any kid would, even just resting. The descriptions are stark. Overwhelming, limitless beating, torture, humiliation from both of them, Eid and Azza. And this wasn't a one-off. This was her reality for 7 years, from age 12 to 17.
7 years. It's almost unbearable to think about. Living under that kind of constant threat, she called it a sick environment. How does she finally decide to break free?
Well, around 17, something must have just snapped. She decided anything, even being homeless, even having nothing, was better than staying. So she ran. Think about that. Nowhere to go, no money, no education.
Right.
But she still ran. That tells you how bad it was.
And Eid's reaction when he found out she'd gone, he went looking, but it wasn't about concern for her, was it?
Oh, not at all. He searched like mad, yes. But it was all about his image, his reputation in the neighborhood. A runaway daughter, that looked bad, made him look like he couldn't control his family. That was the real worry. Social standing.
And she was found, wasn't she, by relatives back in the countryside, near where her grandmother lived. They heard her story. They knew what was happening. But what did they do?
Sent her straight back. Said they couldn't stand her presence, just couldn't be bothered. chose their own comfort over protecting her.
Unbelievable. Another door slammed shut. And that failure, that return, it made things worse, didn't it?
Catastrophically worse. After that, the cruelty just ramped up massively. And that's when Aya started telling people she knew. She said flat out, I'm going to die here. My father and stepmother will kill me. But nobody believed her.
Right.
Or maybe nobody wanted to believe her.
She kept trying, though, kept trying to escape. It's incredible, really. How many times?
8 times, 8 separate attempts to run away. That's how desperate she was.
And each time she was caught, the punishment.
Immediate and barbaric. Tied to a chair, in her room, hands, feet, and not for an hour or two. For a minimum of 15 days straight. 15 days, tied up.
15 days?
Minimum. And during that time, both Eid and Azza would come in and beat her. Regularly.
That's, I mean, the psychology of that, it's not just pain. It's complete dehumanization, over and over.
Exactly. It's about breaking someone completely, removing every shred of autonomy for weeks at a time.
And then there was that really public incident, the balcony escape.
Yeah, that was dramatic. A neighbor starts screaming, not because they saw abuse inside, no, because they saw Aya trying to climb down from the balcony. She'd tied sheets, curtains, whatever she could find, into a makeshift rope.
Trying to rappel down.
Trying anything. And Eid just drags her back inside.
Yeah.
In full view.
And this is the point, isn't it? This incredibly public, desperate act. A cry for help right there on the street, yet nothing changed. No neighbors stepped in, no questions asked.
That's what the sources say, despite seeing that, despite knowing the violence was ongoing. Silence. Total silence from the community. It's chilling.
That silence just allowed it to continue, didn't it? It paved the way for the final act. So we get to 2014. Aya is 19 now. And her duties have expanded. She's now also caring for her baby half-sister, Eid, and as his child.
Serving her captors by looking after their baby.
Yeah, so she plans one last escape. A different strategy this time.
Right. She knows going to relatives is useless. She knows just running away leads to being caught and punished worse. So she goes straight to the police station. But she's smart about it. She knows the truth. My father is torturing me. We'll just get her sent back. It always has. So she lies. Tells him she's 17, not 19. Says her parents died in the revolution. Asks for an orphanage.
She's trying to use the system, but by creating a story that bypasses her actual family, hoping the state would protect her where everyone else failed, thinking maybe this is the right place to finally get help.
Exactly. And initially, it sort of works. The police followed procedure. They put her in a temporary care home, start a background check. But, checks reveal things. A few days later, they figure out the lie. They find Eid.
And this is just staggering. The police call Eid. We have your daughter. She's safe. In a care home. And what does he do? Does he rush over?
No, he refuses. Refuses to pick her up. Tells the police basically good riddance. Treats her like this great burden he's finally managed to offload.
Yeah.
Tells them to keep her. Keep her. The ultimate rejection right there.
Wow. So even when she's found and safe, he wants nothing to do with her. But the care home, that wasn't the sanctuary she hoped for either, was it?
No, sadly not. It was overwhelming for her. She's hearing stories from other girls, maybe even tougher situations than her own. It wasn't safety she felt. It was like falling into another kind of problem, a bigger institutional one maybe. She felt trapped again. So after just a week, she runs away from the care home this time, seeking total escape anywhere but there.
And that freedom, how long did it last?
Only about a week. She was recognized. Some acquaintances saw her on the street.
And they called Eid.
Yeah. They contacted Eid, probably thinking they were doing the right thing, reuniting a family, not knowing the full horror. And Eid came to get her. This was the final capture.
And his mindset when he brought her back this last time, it was different, wasn't it?
It was darker.
Yeah.
Colder. All that running away, the police involvement, the gossip in the neighborhood. It had damaged his precious reputation, his image as this respectable, religious man. He couldn't have that. So he decided, this time, it had to stop. Permanently. The records are chillingly clear. His intent was now to finish her off.
So this wasn't about teaching her manners anymore. This was something else.
Oh, absolutely. He and Azza, they devised the final torture. Back in the chair, hands, feet, bound again. But this time they also bind her neck. And they declare this time the bondage is to eternity.
To eternity.
Their words. And they mean it.
Yeah.
She stays bound in that chair in her room continuously.
Oh.
For 7 months.
7 months tied to a chair. How is that even possible?
It's almost incomprehensible. But that was the reality. Unbound, once a day, quick trip to the toilet, that's it, food. Maybe once a day, sometimes less. Barely enough to survive. The binding was constant, to stop any movement, any hope of escape. And the beatings didn't stop. The degradation didn't stop. It went on day after day. This wasn't punishment anymore. This was a slow, deliberate execution.
Until after 7 months.
Azza goes into the room, and she finds Aya, skin blue, unresponsive, immobile, dead.
And the first instinct, not grief, not shock even, cover up.
Immediately, Azza frantically unties the ropes, tries to hide the evidence, lays the body on the floor to make it look less suspicious, and starts screaming for the neighbors, trying to stage it as a sudden natural death. An illness, maybe?
And Eid, when he gets the news.
Same reaction as always. Complete coldness. Nothing.
But the cover-up didn't work this time. Why not?
One person. The health doctor. He came to issue the burial permit. Standard procedure. But he saw it instantly. The weird blue color of the skin. And then, the marks. Clear, distinct marks on her hands, her feet, her neck. From the bindings. Severe bruises everywhere. Obvious signs of long-term torture. He refused the permit. Reported criminal suspicion. Right away.
Thank goodness for that doctor. So the police arrive. Forensics.
Yes, and they were reportedly shocked. The state of the body, the state of the room. You can still see where she'd been bound, the marks on the chair, probably. And all through this, Eid is just blank. No emotion.
What did the forensics finally confirm?
Everything the doctor suspected. Severe daily torture. Clear evidence. And then the neighbors. Finally, they started talking. Once the police were there, stories came out about the violence, the screaming, Eid and Azza's behavior over the years, especially those last 7 months.
And the official cause of death? It wasn't just one thing, was it?
No, it was a combination. Acute bleeding, basically.
Yeah.
From her hands and feet, caused by struggling against those ropes for months. The constant friction, the pressure, combined with just extreme weakness, malnutrition. She hadn't eaten anything at all for the last 3 days of her life. Her body just gave out.
So Eid is arrested. Murder. Does he confess?
Initially, no. Denial. But eventually, yes, he admits it. The 7 months, the binding, the torture. But his justification, it's unbelievable. He claims it was just to teach her manners. Still sticking to that line.
Even after everything.
Even then. And the most shocking part, he insisted Aya killed herself, that she caused the wounds by struggling. He took zero responsibility, showed zero remorse, believed he was innocent, right to the end.
A complete lack of accountability, or humanity, really.
And that brings us back, doesn't it, to that phrase, the heart of stone. It wasn't just Eid and Azza. It was the grandmother, sending her back, knowing the risk. It was Amira, the mother, who didn't ask about her daughter once in 17 years, not even when she heard she was dead. Everyone seemed to treat Aya's life as an inconvenience, a burden. Those final 7 months, they weren't just cruelty. They were a methodical, slow execution enabled by everyone who looked away.
It's such a brutal story. The sheer accumulation of neglect, abandonment, and violence, and the failure of the community around her, because here's where it gets really interesting. Think about it. Those 15-day bindings, the balcony escape attempt, the final 7 months. Much of this wasn't totally hidden. There were signs, there was noise, there was that desperate, visible plea from the balcony. So if you were standing right there, next to someone who's clearly a victim, clearly desperate, what's the real moral cost of just turning your head, of simply looking away?
This raises an important question. What is it in a community, or maybe in us, that allows this kind of systemic cruelty to happen right under our noses? And does our silence, in a way, give it permission to continue?